Hi, Khanh. We are now going to review the band descriptors and do a self-assessment. That means that you're going to tell me how you feel about these descriptors in relation to your use of language. And I'm also going to give my input, and together we're going to try to determine where you're at today and what it's going to take us to get to the next level. We may be setting those goals in our next video and just doing the assessment now, but let's see how we do. And we have no reason to stress, relax. That's one of the most important things about all exams is being relaxed. So just breathe deep, think about it, be honest. It's okay to be at a low level because we can get you higher. So don't be worried about that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, now let's start with zero. What does zero say?
Um, the zero says does not attend.
Does not attend. What does that mean?
I think the person in this level, they he or she doesn't understand what the uh what's the the
Well, okay, I'm going to jump in here. Does not
yeah,
attend means they don't come, they don't show up.
I didn't come.
Yeah,
Oh,
attendance is actually appearing for the exam. So if you sign up for the exam and don't attend, they give you a zero. Okay.
oh.
So that's not you. You're going to attend. Okay. So let's move up to one. What does one tell us? And this is again under the category of fluency and cohesion.
Oh, in level one, no communication possible, no readable language,
Okay, rateable language.
readable language.
Yeah, rateable language. That means that a person comes to the exam but can't speak.
Oh, they
They
can't.
have, yes. You ask them a question and they go, uh, 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 and that's it, right? No communication. So we know
Oh,
you're not a one, okay? You're not a one. And as we see in these, there is no description beyond that because there's nothing to describe, right? Now we're going to move to two.
number two, they say pauses lengthily before most work, little communication possible.
Okay. Now, pauses lengthily before most words is a very common feature that we see in people that don't really know how to speak English. They have to think about every word that comes out of their mouth. And that's a relatively low bandwidth.
Mm.
Again, I don't believe that you're there. You do pause sometimes, but we're going to see that that's in level three and that you have communication possible. So you're not in level two. Now, we talked about this yesterday briefly, not on a video, but uh, under the use of lexical of vocabulary. Could you read that for me?
Okay. Only produces isolated words are memorized utterances.
Okay, good. And let's go with the pronunciation of those two words. Isolated
Isolated.
So only produces isolated words, meaning these are there are no sentences. They're
Uh,
giving one word answers
one answer.
or memorized utterances.
Memorized utterances.
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 Yeah, let's try that again. Utterances.
Utterances.
Good. And that double T sounds a little bit like a D in American English. And we're gonna learn about why that is and why we use that D sound often for T's. Memorized utterances are the people that have learned these answers in advance and just spit them out. The yeah, the most common.
So they try to study some words in advance and then they try to talk them out.
Yeah, or worse, they actually try to memorize a complete answer and give it as if it was their answer. One of the great examples that we get a lot from Vietnamese students is if I ask, do you have a big family? And the answer is, there are 4 people in my family: my mother, my father, my brother, and me. That is a memorized utterance. It's every single student, almost without fail, gives that answer. The problem is, I didn't ask that question. I asked, do you have a big family? So the answer to that would be, no, my family is not that big. In my household, we only have 4 people living. And my extended family is not very large because my mother and father did not have a lot of brothers and sisters. Or, oh, I have a huge family. In my house, we have my grandparents are living there. I have an aunt and uncle living there. I have my family, my immediate family, my parents, and my brother and sister living there. That is the answering, do you have a big family? Now let's get to the last one. Can you read that, please?
Cannot produce basic sentence forms.
All right. What does that mean?
I think they can talk the whole sentence.
Yeah, they're not.
And they use the grammar. The forms are wrong.
Yeah,
In
incorrect.
lots of ways.
Good. So, correct. They're not using basic sentence forms. They're answering yes or no, but not saying a complete answer. So if I ask, do you like to eat out at restaurants? Yes. That's not a sentence, right?
Yes.
Yes, I love going out to restaurants. That's a sentence. Okay.
So we have to expand, we have to broaden the sentence.
Correct. Correct. And under our last one about pronunciation.
Pronunciation. Speech is often unintelligible.
Yeah. What does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do you know what unintelligible means?
I think intelligible is someone smart, and the opposite is they aren't smart.
Okay, well, yeah, you're close, very close. Intelligent is somebody that is smart. Intelligence is a measurement of brain power, right? Whether somebody is smart or not. They're intelligent or they're not intelligent. Okay. And I'm not going to use some of the synonyms that we have for not intelligent, like idiot, stupid,
Idiot.
uneducated, right? Those are much more derogatory or negative terms. So instead we say intelligent and not intelligent, but this is intelligible. Intelligible or unintelligible means I can't, if it's unintelligible, I can't understand it as the examiner. That means either your pronunciation is so bad that I can't hear the words you're trying to say.
Ah, so it means his or her pronunciation uh
Is
make make the examiner can't understand what they are saying,
yeah,
right?
I can't make out the words. It's unintelligible. It's unintelligible. It's very similar to to me when I'm sitting with Vietnamese people and they're talking in Vietnamese and it's unintelligible. I don't know what they're saying, right? I can't understand it. Okay. Um, if it can also happen in English with some students where I ask a question and they say something and they may really feel like they answered the question, but because they didn't know how to pronounce any of the words, I wasn't able to make out what they were saying. I couldn't even use context to understand it. So now we've made it up to band 2. You're not in band 2. Okay, for sure. So now we're going to move on to band 3, but I'm
That's
going to
great.
pause this video because we're running a little long and I don't want to bore my students that watch this. So we're going to stop now and then go to band 3 and look at band
Okay.
3, which is where I think you might be. So like, share, subscribe. See you in a few minutes.